Today, our topic is the power of stillness. Why doing nothing is sometimes the best action. In a world that never stops moving, where everyone is always busy, always chasing something, always trying to do more, the idea of doing nothing can seem strange, even wrong. We are taught that success comes from action, from effort, from always pushing forward. But what if I told you that sometimes the best action is no action at all? What if I told you that sitting still, doing nothing, can be one of the most powerful things you can do? This is the power of stillness, and it is something we often forget in our fast-paced lives. Stillness is not laziness. It is not wasting time. It is a deliberate choice to pause, to breathe, to reflect, and to allow life to unfold without forcing it. It is about being present in the moment, about listening to your inner self, and about understanding that not every problem needs an immediate solution. Sometimes, the best way to solve a problem is to step back and let it solve itself. Think about nature for a moment. A tree does not struggle to grow. It does not force its branches to stretch toward the sky. It simply stands still, rooted in the earth, and allows the sun, the rain, and the soil to do their work. Over time, it grows tall and strong, not because it is in a hurry, but because it is patient. It trusts the process. It understands the power of stillness. We can learn a lot from this. In our own lives, we often rush from one thing to the next, trying to control every outcome, trying to make everything happen according to our plans. But life is not always something we can control. Sometimes, the more we push, the more we struggle, the further we get from what we truly want. This is where stillness comes in. When we stop, when we let go of our need to control, we create space for something greater to emerge. Stillness allows us to see things clearly. When our minds are constantly busy, when we are always thinking, always worrying, always planning, it is hard to see the bigger picture. We get caught up in the details, in the noise, and we lose sight of what really matters. But when we take a moment to be still, to quiet our minds, we can see things as they truly are. We can see the patterns, the connections, the opportunities that we might have missed otherwise. Stillness also gives us the chance to reconnect with ourselves. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it is easy to lose touch with who we are. We get so caught up in what we are doing that we forget why we are doing it. We forget our values, our passions, our purpose. But when we stop and sit in stillness, we can hear the voice of our inner self. We can remember what is important to us, what brings us joy, what gives our life meaning. This is not always easy. In fact, for many of us, stillness can be uncomfortable. We are so used to being busy, to filling every moment with activity, that the idea of doing nothing can feel strange, even scary. We might feel restless, anxious, or guilty for not being productive. But these feelings are just a sign that we need stillness even more. They are a sign that our minds and bodies are crying out for a break, for a moment of peace. So how do we embrace the power of stillness? It starts with making a conscious choice to slow down. It means setting aside time each day to simply be, without any distractions, without any goals. It could be as simple as sitting quietly for a few minutes, closing your eyes and focusing on your breath. Or it could be taking a walk in nature, letting your mind wander, and just observing the world around you. The key is to let go of a need to do something, to achieve something, and to just be present in the moment. One of the greatest lessons of stillness is learning to trust the process of life. When we are still, we realize that we do not have to have all the answers, that we do not have to know exactly what is going to happen next. Life is unpredictable, and that is okay. Stillness teaches us to have faith in the journey, to believe that everything will work out in the end, even if we do not know how. This is not to say that we should never take action. Of course, there are times when we need to be proactive, when we need to make decisions and take steps toward our goals. But even in those moments, stillness can be our greatest ally. It can help us approach challenges with a clear mind, with a sense of calm and confidence. It can help us make better decisions because we are not reacting out of fear or stress, but from a place of inner peace. The power of stillness is also deeply connected to the philosophy of Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and to let go of what we cannot. It reminds us that we cannot change the external world, but we can change how we respond to it. Stillness is a way of practicing this principle. When we sit in stillness, we let go of our need to control everything around us. We accept that some things are beyond our power, and we focus instead on our own thoughts, our own reactions, our own inner state. This does not mean we become passive or indifferent. On the contrary, stillness can make us more resilient, more grounded, and more capable of facing life's challenges. It gives us the strength to endure difficult times, to remain calm in the face of adversity, and to find peace even in the midst of chaos. Stillness is not about escaping from life, but about engaging with it more fully, more deeply, and more authentically. In a world that values speed, productivity, and constant motion, the power of stillness is often overlooked. But it is precisely in those moments of quiet, of rest, of doing nothing, that we find our greatest strength. It is in stillness that we reconnect with ourselves, that we gain clarity, that we find peace. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, the next time you feel like you have to do something, anything, to fix a problem or to move forward, remember the power of stillness. Take a moment to pause, to breathe, to just be. You might be surprised at what you discover. You might find that the answers you were looking for were there all along, waiting for you in the silence. And you might realize that sometimes the best action is no action at all.